I think the best way to help somebody or get to know somebody is find out what they want to do. Not what you want to do, but they want to do, and help them as much as you can. And this next interview was with a dad and his son. His son was on his way to college, and I guess he was trying to get to know him better or whatever, and he loved to ride skateboards. So dad and son started a skateboard business together. Right, dad had a full-time job, in a big communications company out in California. But then they decided to make skateboards. And the reward that he got as a father for helping his dad, and plus they got $7,000 on the internet to finance their skateboards and working on it. I mean, you watch him explain how he's, because he liked working in woodwork and stuff like that. And the joy that he has when he talks about finding and, he felt like an artist designing these skateboards with his son and just couldn't wait to get it out. And they were so successful with their first product, on the internet. Now they're doing another product already. And it may turn into a big venture. And the boy's still going to college, and so they're both working on this part-time. And sure, I mean, what better way for a dad to get to know the son and a son to get to know the dad is start a venture like this and make money. Now that can't be bad too. And it didn't take any money to do it. And that's the cool part. So that's why people are working together and doing something. I mean, you sit around the house doing nothing, it's easy to complain about each other. But if you have a project in mind, to work together with something bigger than you're both trying to make this skateboard bigger, whatever it is that you're trying to do, gets out of, brushes away all those little insecurities we have about other people and critical analysis that we love to do on everybody else in our life. And that's just a waste of energy. What happens, I think, when we do that, we don't leave room for experiencing the joy of loving somebody else. We put all these barriers in the way. Oh, if they just do this and they just do that. And you put that aside, work on something together that's bigger than you. And all that fades away. So watch how they do it. And got money too. Well, Mark Swan, and actually you're in business with your son, and what could be better than that? You got an 18-year-old boy just started college, and you showed him what the world really is about. You guys started a skateboard business together.
We did.
That's terrific. What could be more fun for a kid who's a skateboarder to start a business like that? I mean, I think that teaches children so much. But more importantly, what I'm curious about, Mark, is that, I mean, you don't even have a background in entrepreneuring, do you, in a way?
I do not. It's my first business.
Your first business, so skateboard, you're inspired by your kid, and you went on a crowdfunding site, Kickstarter, to try to raise $5,000, and you wound up with $7,000, right?
We did.
So what I'm trying to do is educate people, man, what does it take? In other words, what did you really have to do to get that $7,000 besides having a decent product? I mean, it seems like Kickstarter itself doesn't charge a lot of money to go on it, right?
Well, actually, they don't charge anything up front. They only take money if you fund. So it's free.
If you get money, they get a little piece of that, right?
Yes, they do.
Then what's the magic of getting $7,000 once you finish your little website on Kickstarter?
Well, I think a lot has to do with the project you put together. We obviously have a great product in our skateboards, but a lot of it is the compelling story behind making a business with my son. And so by putting together that type of story and working together as a father-son makes us a little bit different than just the average skateboard company out there. Plus, I mean, we're making handmade skateboards. It's not factory direct or cookie cutter boards where they're publishing and making a whole bunch of boards at one time. We're making them one at a time.
So these are custom-made skateboards, and they look very reasonable. I'm not a skateboarder, but I think I'll try now. I mean, it must be a nice aging. I mean, that's sort of, that'd be, because I work on balance as I get older, and that must be, a hell of a thing for me to help me with my balance to start learning how to skateboard.
Well, plus even designing skateboards just kind of brings out the creative side in you. You go in the shop and you see different types of woods, and you just kind of you're an artist. You have blank pieces of wood and you assemble them the way you want to, and you make a beautiful board.
So both of you guys are doing this really on the side. You have a full-time job, right, in telecommunications, and your son is really going to college, just started college. So you guys are doing this as a work of love, art, and hopefully money, which you already got $7,000. You didn't even get a customer. So that's terrific. And so, but you plan to do this forever, and if it grows, I mean, that'd be terrific, right?
Absolutely. We definitely continue. We're going to continue our business. I'm very excited about the opportunities that are coming up for us. We've got a lot of business from the Kickstarter or the post-Kickstarter project. We've done some festivals in the Southern California area, and we're actually coming out with another Kickstarter project next month.
Oh, really? And what will that be? Same kind of boards or what?
Well, I don't want to explain the exact board yet, but it's a concept board. It's a concept board designed for kids. And one of the pieces of feedback I got from a lot of moms and dads out there is that your boards look absolutely beautiful, but my child is new to skateboarding, and I don't want them to destroy it. So we've got an idea.
Wonderful. No, your boards look like work of art. You want to put them on the wall, not run down the street on them.
There are quite a few on the wall right now.
Right, that's right. Now, once you pull the plug on Kickstarter, what causes people to buy? I mean, what do you have to do marketing-wise, do you feel?
Well, first of all, Kickstarter has a phenomenal tutorial on what to do for a successful campaign. One in which is just to reach out to your circle of friends. And so we reached out through email, text messaging, Facebook, Instagram. And so we built a pretty decent following from our friends, and they would share those messages out to their friends. And so we have a pretty decent following on both of those.
So in other words, you took your list you had anywhere, tell them about your Kickstarter campaign, have what you feel is a compelling story on the Kickstarter campaign, which you and your son, and you're putting your heart into this, and then you ask them to share it with their friends in case there's an interest. Is that the model, more or less?
Absolutely. And what happened is that it just spread, and then the next thing you know, you have your circle of friends have expanded quite a bit. But then the Kickstarter campaign itself, at first I thought it was just going to be throughout the United States, but then I started getting messages from Europe and Australia. And so now I've got boards all over the world. It's amazing.
So about what percentage of the the sales really came from Kickstarter itself versus your guys?
Right now, I'd say about 60% of it came from Kickstarter.
Wow.
40% of it came from non-Kickstarter, before and after Kickstarter. And we have a lot of business between now and the holidays coming up. So I haven't got that tabulated yet, but we've got orders in.
So you don't have time to talk to me. You got to go solve all these problems. But I mean, like the traffic that you got on the Kickstarter campaign, about how much of that was that you generated versus just because you're on Kickstarter? Kickstarter? Yeah.
Again, it's about 60-40.
Really?
60% of the funds came from people that were either from my circle of friends or just beyond them, and about 40% of it came from the pure Kickstarter website.
I see. Well, that's nice. So then that's a plug for being on Kickstarter then.
Absolutely.
They got traffic. And I see, because we surveyed you earlier, that you really didn't spend a whole lot of money doing any of this marketing. You didn't hire pros, it sounds like. I mean, your video you just did with a friend and your son, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because it looks like an arms race on Kickstarter now. They're hiring people from 20th Century Fox or whatever.
Well, I mean, we just look at the concept of our project, and it's a father-son, home-based business. Now my wife and my daughter are involved in the business as well.
Wow, terrific.
And so it's a family business, and to come up with an overproduced video, it made no sense at all to us.
And you live above the shop, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Well, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk to Noah, but Mark, you're a wonderful dad and an inspiration for other people actually to do something as a family and start a little business. What could be better than that? Especially in a business that you have something in your heart for.
Absolutely. And it's a lot of fun, and it's going to continue to grow.
Okay. So get one of these sexy skateboards, a specific They're at PacificTribeSkateboards.com, and stay tuned for the new Kickstarter campaign. And that sounds like a magic little board for kids, huh?
I think it's going to be very, very popular, and I can't wait to launch it.
Wonderful. Well, see, your customers make you smart, don't they? Huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So get out there and try something, because they'll make you smarter to try something better, even, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Mark. Give my best to Noah and actually the whole family. Everybody's running this business.
I will. Thank you so much for having me today.
Pacific Best, why can't I say this? Put up that thing again. PacificBestSkateboards.com. Pacific Tribe. Why do I say? Oh, I see. I have it bad.
PacificTribeSkateboards.com.
Right. PacificTribeSkateboards.com. This old guy will get it right soon. Thank you again, Mark. Take care. Good luck at the normal job today.
Thank you very much, Matthew.